Good evening to one and all. I am Tejaswini on the behalf of Blub World and the World Teen Parliament. I'll be hosting the session today. So starting off with the parliamentary session, that what exactly it is. I hope that you people know that parliamentary session is a 60-minute interaction between the teenagers and the policy makers, where we are taking up topics which teenagers want the policy makers to talk about. So it's very delightful and privileged for me as well that I'm the one who is presenting on the behalf of Love World and the World Teen Parliament. And for the opening address, we have one of our teenagers with us, that is Sarthak. So Sarthak, please take over.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope I am audible and visible clearly. Namaste, ma'am. Namaste, everyone. Good evening. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the 31st Parliamentary Session of the World Teen Parliament. This is a unique opportunity for us to come together, exchange ideas, and discuss things, the issues that matter most to our communities and our world. We are especially honored to have remarkable guests with us today. Honorable Gloria Thomas, Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs for the Government of Grenada, St. Andrew. Her leadership and commitment to the development and gender equality have made a significant impact in Grenada and beyond. And Mrs. Niesha Jhakry, Member of Parliament in the National Assembly of Suriname. Her dedication to public service and sustainable development, coupled with her legal expertise, reflects her unwavering commitment to the betterment of her community and nation. Their dedication to making a promise impact in their respective fields is truly inspiring, and we are eager to learn from them. As we begin, I encourage everyone to actively participate and share your thoughts. Every voice matters. And here we can make this session both informative and impactful. Let's make the most of our time together. Thank you for being here, and let's get started. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So I hope that the experiences and the perspectives that comes around with our esteemed guests will definitely be an enlightening moment for all the teenagers which are present over there. So I would request all the teenagers to please switch on your cameras, and I will hand over the mic to Gloria ma'am for her opening address. So ma'am, you can please address these teenagers with your enlightening words.
I must say it is a distinct honor to be part of this grouping. But before I start my formal presentation, let me just greet persons on the platform, excellencies, organizers, moderator, panelists, special invited guests, and the people of the moment, the youth parliamentarian. I extend a warm welcome to you all from around the world. I am honored to be able to address you today. My hope is that the presentation will empower you to become visionary leaders, innovators, and agents of change in your communities and beyond. I'll give you a brief outline of the parliamentary procedures, the parliament itself, its importance, the powers and responsibilities. And we'll get into we'll give you, and we'll get into how you as youth parliamentarians can contribute to nation building, develop yourself, and what is expected of you as aspiring leaders. I believe as youth parliamentarian, you have a wonderful opportunity to be part of this important forum. It is a coveted position by many, but you are specially selected to be part of this 31st Parliamentary Session. And you should be proud of yourself for gaining this opportunity. So let us look at the Parliament. Parliament is made up of two houses, the House of Representatives, or the lower house, and the Senate, or the upper house. When we speak about member of parliament in Grenada, we are referring often to the lower house. In our parliament, which is relatively small, the House of Representatives have 16 members, 15 elected for a 5-year term in a single seat constituency, and a speaker. The elections are by the first past the post system, meaning Any candidate amassing the majority of votes in the election is declared the winner in the constituency in which he represents. In Grenada, the National Democratic Congress, which I am part of, currently holds a majority with 10 seats, while the opposition, the New National Party, holds 5 seats in the House of Representatives. Parliament makes laws, and the House of Representatives play the predominant part in doing so. Any member can introduce a bill, except bills involving expenditure or taxation, which can only be introduced by the government side. And so as youth parliamentarian, you are in a privileged position, well on your way to influence and direct what becomes law in your country, because I am expecting that all of you will sit in the House of Parliament one day. As young people, you are full of potential and can become very powerful to direct change. However, we as adults, we must involve you, our young people. We must nurture you and mentor you to realize your full potential. We can encourage you at the school level to organize students' council, where you can do debates, raise issues, and take it to the fore, challenging government to look after your needs and address the issues that affect you as young people. You can stage peaceful protests to raise awareness of some of the concerns that you have, which are not getting the necessary attention. And you're well into your rights to do so. Youth parliamentarians can lead on issues as climate change, coming up with technology that can help in addressing this important and topical subject. Youth parliamentarians can submit proposals to the Member of Parliament to address social problems as youth violence, bullying, sexual harassment, and drug abuse, to name just a few. Young men and women, you are expected to be leaders. To become an effective leader, you must strive to develop and maintain traits such as having a vision, integrity, empathy, and the ability to inspire. Challenge yourselves to lead by example and always aim to uplift others. Delving into realities filled with optimism and opportunities demand that we as leaders and you as future leaders own up to your calling to serve humanity with passion and dedication. Leadership is an action word. One must dream it, live it, but be it with the hope that our qualities mirror the essence of what it is to lead positively. There are many leaders among us. We are all leaders in our own various spaces. We start leading from birth. The cry of a newborn babe beckons and leads his parents to action to fulfill the need that will satiate his hunger or to relieve some form of discomfort. So we lead from when we are small. Leadership is complex with many dimensions. Intelligence, self-confidence, determination, integrity, sociability are all important ingredients needed to shape the type of leader that you may become. As leaders, we must have a common goal when we're working in the same space and in the same group. Our actions are directed to achieving something of mutual purpose together. To this extent, keen attention must be placed on the attainment of shared goal. Attention to common goal gives leadership an ethical overtone because it stresses the need for leaders to work with followers to achieve selected goals. Stressing neutrality lessens the possibility that leaders might act towards followers in ways that are forced or unethical. It also increases the possibility that leaders and followers will work together towards a common goal. And that, let's quote it, come from Rost, 1991. So, ladies and gentlemen, leadership should inspire positive and lasting change. We must also recognize that leadership involves us all. As change agents in the dynamic life process, we are encouraged to lead with quality, never forgetting why we are here, never forgetting that we are all brothers and sisters working together for each other. We are a community. So as we embark on the parliamentary pathway, it is a responsibility that many are called, but few are chosen. And although challenges can severely cripple the vision and the motivation of leaders, be reminded that we are all overcomers. We represent and are symbols of this caring society, a manifestation of the societal obligations to the welfare and well-being of citizens. As youth parliamentarians, you must also recognize the power of innovation. The definition of innovation is the process of translating ideas into action. New ideas, new paths, new thoughts, bringing about change and improvement. Innovation is crucial for addressing the challenges of today's world, from climate change to social inequality. There are numerous young innovators who have made a significant impact. I will highlight one such individual. And I guess most of us might have heard of Maya Penn. She's known for her sustainable fashion technology. She's the founder and CEO of Maya Ideas, an eco-friendly fashion. She's an eco-friendly fashion company. She started as a tender age of 8 and invented sustainable startup. I have the delightful pleasure also to sit beside another 24-year-old weekly. She's the youngest member of the cabinet, Kirin James. Kirin was elected in the 2022 Grenadian election at the age of 24, becoming the country's youngest ever legislator. Kirin was immediately appointed as Minister for Climate Change, the Environment, and Renewable Energy in the cabinet of Grenada. So young people, you can achieve anything you desire. You just have to believe in yourself. And Eleanor Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And so I urge you to keep your focus and reach out for what your heart desires. As young leaders, you must be fearless in your innovative ideas. The world needs your creativity and problem-solving skills. Become agents of change. The responsibility rests strongly upon you to become agents of change. As agents of change, you should be someone who advocates and implement positive change within your community. By virtue of your role as youth parliamentarian, you are uniquely positioned to drive social, economic, and environmental changes. Therefore, you must have an action plan. Identify issues that matter to you. Mobilize resources and people to address these issues, and lead initiatives that foster sustainable development. You must seek to develop yourself as individuals. Seek opportunity to grow and enhance your academic and social standing. Seek higher learning. There's the Chevron Scholarship, which enables outstanding emerging leaders like yourself from all around the world to pursue a one-year master's degree in the UK. So we encourage you to apply if you meet the criteria and other requirements. There is no gender or age limit. The future is in your hands. The decision you make today as young leaders will shape the world tomorrow. What legacy will you leave? How will you use your platform to create lasting positive change? As I prepare to conclude, I call you to action. Your journey starts now. I thank you, young parliamentarians, for your commitment and participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your address. the way they have addressed the leadership qualities and how that is important for all the teenagers. I really appreciate it. And I hope that teenagers must got that message that it's quite important for them to get into that quality of leadership. So I would now request our next esteemed speaker, Mrs. Niesha ma'am. Ma'am, if you can please give your opening address to the teenagers.
So thank you. I am here. Mrs. Thomas, thank you very much. You did a beautiful and the beginning. So first of all, let me thank this platform for giving me the opportunity to share my political and experience with all of you. I'm really very honored to be here. Thank you once again for this beautiful opportunity. I think it is good. Let me tell you in short something about myself. I think it is necessary for you to know who I am, from where I am, and a little bit about my journey in the politics, how I involve in the politics, and maybe how I become a MP. So my name is Niesha Jhakry. I am happy married. I am a mother of a son who is 5-year-old, and I am a 39-year-old. I did my Bachelor of Law at the University of Suriname. And I'm coming from a middle-class family. My dad, who is a farmer, so I'm a proud daughter of a farmer. My mom is a full-time housewife who always have my father in the field. So I come from a hardworking parents. I have 2 sisters and a brother. I am the second child of my parents, and I'm born in a district, in a big city, you can call it a village, named Nikeri. We have 34,000 people in Nikeri, and the name of my country is Suriname. Please Google for more information about Suriname. It's a peaceful little country in South America. It's a carbon negative country with a population between the 500,000 to 600,000 people. Yeah, the population is, I think, in big city in the world, maybe bigger than, yeah, in Delhi, we have bigger population than in Suriname only. So you can find everything about Suriname on internet, our election system, our voting system, all that kind of things you can find on internet. And because I'm talking here with the youth, so I think you all can Google and search something about Suriname. We are a Dutch-speaking country. Coming to the topic, your expectations from the teen members of Parliament of the World Teen Parliament. Let me tell you, I was 18 when I started dreaming to do something big in my life. I was always involved in culture and social program in my district. I like a lot of Indian culture program. I was only 9 when I started to learn other language than Dutch. At the age of 10, I joined the Indian culture, now Swami Vivekanand Culture Center here in Suriname. At the age of 20, I get my first scholarship, and that was provided by the government of India to explore a new world. We are the 5th generation of Indian origin in Suriname, and I was the lucky one in my family who has the opportunity to go further for study to a country from where my great-great-great-grandparents came. So I choose to learn Hindi at Kendriya Hindi Sanstha Agra. Yeah, you heard good. Why I'm telling you this all is that it was the first step for me as a teenager and a very big decision for my parents to send me to a country far from Suriname. And at that time, we had no WhatsApp calling or mobile in our home. But we, my parents, we took the decision to send me out of Suriname for further study. It was trust what make it happen. And I take this big step to explore the world. And let me tell you, even my parents know that I am not going to do anything with the language what I want to study in India. Because we are a Dutch-speaking country and everything here is in Dutch. Even the people in India don't want to learn, speak or write Hindi. But for me, it was not going to India to learn Hindi. It was, for me, my first opportunity to learn the culture of another group of person. I had to go out of my comfort zone. I had to explore something big in a big country. And it was not only learn another language, but to see how the system is working in another country. It was not only about me and learning something for a big salary. No, I did always that what I love to do it, what gave me happy feeling. I want to tell the teen members of the Parliament of the World Teen Parliament, do that what gave you a happy feeling, a satisfaction. Explore the world, learn even if you know that maybe you can't earn a lot of money with that what you are learning now. But remember one thing in life, everything what you learn is not a waste of time. You never know when and where you can use it. Not only I, but I think the world have a lot of expectations from the teen members of the Parliament of the World Teen Parliament. And I believe that the youth of today can make a big difference to change the world in a positive way. With peace and respect, we can achieve more than only with fight and war. I had 5 topics. One of them is a brief on the position of the Member of Parliament and it is importance, power, and responsibility. Let me tell you, teen, it is not easy to be a good MP. You can be an MP, but it is not easy to be a good MP. You have to deal with a lot of things. As an MP, you have also a lot of power and responsibility. And not everyone is capable to handle the power in good way. People is not giving the vote to you because they love you or you are looking beautiful or you are rich or intelligent. No, they give their vote to you because they believe it that you will make their dream come true. They have a belief in you that you can do it better than the other. They have a belief in you and it is your responsibility to not break the dream and trust that they have in you and that they give you. My advice to the youth is you can make the change in a good way to change the world in a positive way as an MP. You are also a human being, not a machine. You have emotion. It is not easy to be a good MP. People will try to break you, pull you down, but it is up to you what you are doing with all the emotions, how you deal with them, how you can stand up. In my situation, I involved at a very young age in the politics. My return from India and to be chosen as a member of the Youth Parliament in Suriname was a turning point for me. Luckily, I have a partner, my husband, who is also interested in politics. He is more at the background. At the time that I met him, he was head of an IT center at the University of Suriname. Later become the second treasury holder of the VHP party, where I am now a board member. He is my backbone, my advisor in the politics. It is necessary that you have someone who can understand your work, with who you can talk about your work. In my country, an MP means that you are 27 or 1 of 24 hours on duty and available for the society. You have no personal life. It is necessary to have a family support. I had also a hard time in politics, and that was before the election of 2020. It was time when I want to quit. My husband was already an active member in the party from where I come. He was the second treasury holder. But before I make the decision to quit, I make an appointment with the party leader. Now he is the president of Suriname. The main reason was that we both, my husband and I, we was actively participated in the party, and I didn't want that when it came to choose a candidate for MP that my husband should vote in favor of me because he is holding a strong position in the party. I talked to the leader of the party and he says something to me in a very easy way. And I want to tell that especially to all the girls here also. He gave me a book. It was a biography of Hillary Clinton. And he told to me, if Hillary and Bill Clinton can be actively in the politics and make it good, then why you want to quit? You don't believe in your own capability? The trust and belief must come from you, and you are the only person who can make a decision for yourself. The other person, even your husband, your parents, or who can only support you. The support of your family is very important. Not everyone is blessed to have a beautiful, supportive family, husband, in-laws, or political friend. I am the lucky one to have them. But teen, be humble and grounded. Believe in yourself that you can make a difference with your thoughts, with your behavior, and you can help make this world a beautiful place for all the human beings. The second topics that was about the power the teenagers have today and the change they can make to improve the world. Let me tell you about something about this topic. You are now a teen, you will be a big leader, MP or someone else in the politics, and you can make the difference. It is also good to listen some old videos, learn about old policy. And it is not always bad to learn about old policy. It is important to know the history so that you can make a good decision in your future. And I saw a video on internet. I really don't know if it was PM Modi or some other PM. But there was intersections with the students, and one of the students asked to the PM, "What is the strength of our country?" And he said in a very way and an easy way, "The youth, that is our strength." So you people, the youth, the teen, you are the strength, the backbones of this world, and you can make the difference. And you have to believe in yourself. And how can the third topics is how can they seek help, guidance, mentorship, funds, or scholarship from different renowned organization and people? The teen, Google, use the internet in good way. It is not only for social media or entertainment. In my time, we didn't have the opportunity. Nowadays, you will find a lot of scholarship if you are going to Google to research. So use the internet in a good way. The fourth one was your expectation. What can teen MPs do to improve the world today? So I believe that old and young people hand in hand can make it better. There is a lot of lesson learned, a lot of example to do it better. The teen of today have a lot of challenge. I know it. They have a lot of barriers, but I know it. They have also more option and opportunity to do it better. Try to not break the trust of the people who are trusting you, especially to the girls. At the age of 10, I involved in a cultural program. At the age of 15, I involved in the social activity. At the age of 18, I leave my house for good purpose, further study to the city. At the age of 20, I get my first scholarship and I came to India, a big city for me. At the age of 21, I involved in politics. At the age of 22, I become a member of the Youth Parliament of Suriname. At the age of 23, member of the youth wing of the VHP party with no political background. At the age of 28, I'm married. At the age of 34, I become a mother. At the age of 35, I become a member of the parliament. And at the age of 40, I want to become a full-time housewife. To the boys, support your sister, your future wife. You need each other. Together, only you can achieve more. I will also feel you will also feel sometimes down. You are also a human being. But if you can support each other and with positive mind, you will achieve more in life, in any field, especially to the parents, if they are here. Support your child in a positive way. Let them fly. Believe in their dreams. If it is necessary to become their first wing, you are the first mentor. You have to handle things very careful. The age of the teenager is an age where they want to explore the life. If you support your child in a positive way, if you let them to talk with you about everything what happened in their life, if you let them to talk about the dream with you, if you let them to share every little thing, what happened with them, they will trust you. push your child in a positive way. Not everyone can become an MP or an engineer or a doctor. Just support your child. To the future in-laws, I think all of you will be a future in-laws. So be the backbone of your daughter-in-law and support your son-in-law. And the fifth one is if there is a possibility of how you as a leader can help, connect, interact, mentor these young teen MPs, I'm available. My email address, you can find it from this platform. I am not a social media freak person, but you can always send me a message or mail me or text me. I'm open. We are living in a modern world where we can find each other through internet, to a lot of WhatsApp. We say WhatsApp. So teens, parliaments, you have the opportunity to make the change and you can do it. We can't find everything in our life, but don't let anyone, don't let anyone to say that you can't do it. And it is not your background who is going to decide who you want to be in the future. It is you. The only person who can make a decision about themselves is you yourself. But my advice, listen also to the old people who have a lot of experience, and I think you can decide for yourself what is good and what is not good. That was from my part, and thank you once again to this platform to share my story with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really very nice listening to the story and the age thing that you have told, that in what age you achieved what. It was really very inspiring, and I hope for the teenagers it is, because definitely getting something, that member of parliament in the age of 20s is something they eventually want. So we have so many questions for both of you, ma'am, and we'll start taking questions directly from the teenagers. So I'll take the name of the teenager and they will unmute themselves, introduce themselves, and eventually we'll be taking that question directly from you. So I would ask Nihar. Nihar, if you can unmute yourself and please ask the question.
Yes. Hi, ma'am. I'm Nihar Raj. I'm in grade 8. I learn in the school Our Own English High in UAE. And my question is to Miss Niesha Jhakry. How is the government promoting sustainable development and ensuring that economic growth does not come at the expense of the environment?
I told you, in my country, if you are going to search Suriname is a very little country. So we are, for the 90% of our country is forest, green. We are carbon negative country, and it is very important for us for the sustainability that we begin from the starting in our school to teach the children at very early age to be responsibility for the nature where we are living. And just maybe it is lucky for us to be for me especially, to live in a country where we are carbon negative, so it was not difficult for us here. I don't know what will be in the future. There are a lot of lessons learned, so we have to take it from the other countries who already is a carbon negative countries, and where sustainable is they is for more further than us here. So for us as a country, it was not difficult because we learned it from the beginning of our school days.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I hope, Nihar, you got your answer. And ma'am, next question is coming from Aditya. Aditya, if you can please unmute yourself and go on.
Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Aditya Rajesh, a member of parliament of the 3rd WTP. I study in 10th grade in Our Own English High School, Sharjah Boys in Sharjah, UAE. My question is for Honorable Gloria Thomas. Ma'am, in your experience, what are the most effective ways for teenagers globally to engage in promoting gender equality and social development? And how can governments and communities better support their involvement in creating a more inclusive future?
Yeah, thank you so much for your question. From my experience, the best way that gender equality can be promoted is when we have government put it into place proper policies and guidelines as to what is expected of people in general. What we seem to realize is that when we work through different agencies and organizations and we bring the gender equality agenda forward, we get more buy-in. So speaking gender equality will not allow it to happen or will not facilitate it happening. But when we involve people in the decision-making process as it relates to gender equality, hearing from them what they see as the face of gender equality and promoting, ensuring that we have the necessary policies and the laws to enforce it, we recognize that we get a lot of success in helping the nation generally to recognize that gender equality is very important.
Thank you, ma'am, for the answer.
So, ma'am, the next question is coming from Prisha Saraf. Prisha, if you can please unmute yourself.
Greetings, ma'am. My question to is Honorable Gloria Thomas. Ma'am, myself, Prisha Saraf from Ran International School, Sona Road. I'm studying in class 9th in India. I'm the teen MP of the World Teen Parliamentary. So, ma'am, my question is, as a teenager, I often see my friends and others struggling with issues like mental health and issues like finding a safe place to express themselves. So what steps can be taken to support young people in our community?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. It is important for us to set up the necessary facilities and networks to deal with mental illness. We also have to create an awareness. We have to use the media to educate the population as to the nature of mental illness and how we as citizens can work together with people in their struggle so that they can overcome their situation. We have families who we think we need to work with closely because what we experience is when families have members who are mentally ill, they more or less shun them or they more or less disown them or neglect them. And we think that creates greater problem for the person who is ill. That gives them a greater chance of staying in the state where they are instead of getting over it. So we need supportive families. And we have started here in Grenada to have what we call Friends of the Mentally Ill. So we have people in the community, people from civic society, people from groups and organizations that want to see change, that want to help, who want to see transformation. And these people will mentor ill people, they will raise funds to provide for them, and a host of other things. And at the same time, we are working with families to bring them to a place for them to recognize that their support is crucial, it is important, so that their family members could overcome the illness. We have a great trust now in mental health awareness in Grenada because we experience the situation where they were neglected. Some of them end up on the street, nowhere to live because the family will not accept them or care for them. So my suggestion, or well, not a suggestion, but my experience in dealing with the mental health, with mental issues is to ensure that you have the necessary legislation in place, make sure that you have the support systems in place, and ensure that the needs of the mentally ill are adequately addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome.
So thank you so much for ma'am for answering the question. We already have received so many questions. So will take one of the questions that we have received from the audience. So ma'am, it is directed to Niesha ma'am. Niesha ma'am, if you can hear me, please. So could you share any personal experiences or challenges that you have faced as a female leader in Suriname's political landscape, and how have you navigated them?
Let me tell you, as I told you that I have no political background. My parents, they are a very simple person, hardworking and living in a village. So nobody in my family, even my great-grandparents, had any political ambitions. So I just come from a village, and I was always actively in social work. I was always busy with social works and all that kind of things. So when I'm coming to the city, the big city in Paramaribo, okay, for you maybe it is a little place, but for me it was a big city in Paramaribo for my further study. It was like the way is open. My first scholarship from a country where we live with 600,000 people to a country with billion people. So the door was wide open for me. And it is not that we don't have challenge in our country. I think every girl and woman who want to be a good politician, they will have a lot of challenge in their life. I had also, first of all, no, she is a woman. She can achieve on his own terms such a big position being in a political party, or who she can be a member of a parliament. So luckily, my husband, I met him in the university, and we actually involved in the political party through our social campaign about the teen parliaments who had also here in Suriname. And I was chosen to one of the member of the parliaments, and so I was actively in social work. And as I told you, it is necessary to have also someone who you can trust blindly, and with whom you can talk. And I am lucky one that I have my husband as my support pillar and my mother-in-law, because if you are married woman and if you don't have the support of your law, it will be a little bit difficult for you to stand up. But I had support of my mom-in-law and my husband. And the first thing what you hear is you are a lady, you can't do it. That is the first thing what you are going to hear. If you achieve it, you have a lot of obstacles. You have a child, you are a working woman. It is necessary for every woman, for every lady to know what you want to have in your life and who you can trust. If you know that you can't trust your husband or you can't trust anyone in the family, it will be a little bit difficult. So try to find someone who you can trust blindly and who can support you. So that's also necessary that we educate our son also, not only our daughters, our son, to be open-minded and to expect that even a woman can achieve it. So yeah, I know it. It is a little bit difficult, but I know it. You can do it. And if you are from the very young age involved in something, you will achieve it only better and you can shape yourself better. That's why I'm happy that you have such a great platform for the teen. You are sharpening the teen now to be yeah, they are very strong men and women who will be in the future, and I believe it, and I see it so in front of me. Some great leaders here. So it is how you deal it, and I think every woman has the power to deal with it. I think Mrs. Thomas, she has also their own challenges, but every woman has the power to deal with it. Is it true, Mrs. Thomas? So it is not easy. Let me tell you, it is not easy, but God gave us some power to deal with it.
I totally agree, ma'am, that yeah, every woman does have that power, and every human being as well has that power to deal with the consequences that is coming up, whether politically or unpolitically. So, ma'am, the next question comes for Honorable Gloria, ma'am. So, this one question, which was been submitted by the audience, saying that what is your long-term vision for social and community development? And how do you see youth contributing to the vision?
Okay. Community development, the long-term vision for community development, you ask? Well, over the years and traditionally, persons view community development as fixing roads and doing infrastructure and making sure you have proper drainage and you have nice facilities. But for us, community development has to be about people and people development, empowering young people and ensuring that we reskill some persons. Some people may have a skill, but we have to reskill them to fit the demands of this changing world and changing society. Many people change profession because they realize there is a need outside of what they possess, the skill that they possess to earn a living. And through community development, this is what we encourage. That is what we advocate. And so our young people are encouraged to get on board, be part of training programs, be part of things that could enhance them. We conduct forum where people come together and discuss topical issues, bring the concerns, raise suggestions that we could take forward to probably implement law or even change law. So moving forward, how we see community development progressing is more people involvement, more people empowerment, and getting people to be part of the decision making and guiding some of what will become law and also changing some of the existing laws. So we're moving away from the hard infrastructure stuff that we used to call community development, developing the community. And now we're going on to people empowerment, people training, people involvement, people contribution, and we ask and we need and we desire of the young people to come on board and be part of the decision making and the discussions that take place at that level.
Noted, ma'am. So as we are talking about future leaders and people empowerment, we have another question coming from another teenager. So I would request Vinayak. Vinayak, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Namaste, ma'am. Warm welcome to everyone. I am MP Vinayak Gupta from Bhavan, Vidyalaya, Panchkula, Haryana, India. I am a 10th grader. My question to Ms. Gloria Thomas is that how can teens today address gender stereotypes and family prohibitions and ensure that they don't perpetuate these issues as future leaders?
Gender stereotypes. Okay, first of all, young people have to believe, they must believe that everyone has the ability to do things that they want to do through training, through learning, through application. What young people ought to understand too, that in this changing world, that everyone has a part to play and it is not defined by your gender, okay? And so with this, when we establish those facts, young people have to get to that place where they encourage the peers to go for their dreams, to be part of the decision-making process, and to embrace opportunities. For example, I was about to roll off an electrical installation class here in my community. And traditionally, only males were admitted for that program. What I did, I instructed that that course will be only for ladies. And people think, well, what is happening here? What is happening to Mr. Thomas? So why Mr. Thomas is saying that is for male, you know? And I'm just trying to break the gender divide, because the thing about it, once you have the ability, you should be able to be given the opportunity. And over the years, women have been placed in the low income earning jobs, cleaners, you know, house helpers, clerks, and all the jobs that pay less. And then the men are placed in the jobs. They are skilled and they are educated to take the jobs that are high paying, like the electrical installations, the technical work, and so on. And I am trying to make a strong message, to send a strong message as gender minister, that we have to change things around. We have to create equal opportunity for all genders, and we have to ensure that our women are not marginalized, our women are not kept down, our women are not discriminated against. So we have to start putting things in place to make sure that everybody, everyone, be it male, female, whatever gender you are, outside of the binary, whatever, once you have the ability or you have the desire, you could be trained, you could be exposed, and you could garner the skills to allow you to be whatever you want to do, whatever you wanted to earn according to the level of your skill.
Thank you.
So I hope, Vinayak, you must have got the answer, as we were talking about a very crucial topic, that is gender stereotype. And so, ma'am, we have so many questions right now, but I know that we have to take some selective ones. So we have another teenager coming up and asking the question, that is Aasim. Aasim, can you please unmute yourself and ask the question?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Aasim Ahmed Khan, a teen member of the 3rd World Teen Parliament from MS Education Academy, grade 10, Hyderabad, Telangana, India. My question is for Ms. Niesha Jhakry, ma'am. What are the most pressing social and economic challenges facing Suriname today, and how is the government addressing them?
Thank you for the question. As I told in the beginning, that it is important, especially for the youth, when they are going to make a decision and where they are going to vote for a political party, it is necessary to know the background, why I'm going to vote. It is not just for 5 years. I don't know, for one time and you are going to your home. No, you actually, when you are going to vote, you are going to make a decisions. You are going to also help to make a right decision in which way your country is going to develop. Let me tell you that my country, Suriname, it is a very small country, but we have a lot of challenges and political issues also. It is the youth who is going to make the decision, and every time when we in Suriname have a good economic growth, it is the youth who is going to vote for a wrong political party, which make that they leave the country in a very big debt and a financial crisis. So it is very easy. It is very difficult to build a country, economical, financial, but it is very easy to destroy it. And if you destroy economical of a country, it is not possible for a new government to build a new economic for you in 5 years. So we have a lot of challenges and difficulties in our country. My government, actually the party from where I am, the president from my political party, who is now at this time the president, it is for us a very challenging situation to grow from. We start from the bottom. We had a lot of debt. We had a lot of economical crisis in our country. Now we are on track. In 4 year time, we do a lot of things with the with help also from the IMF and the other big world countries like India, USA, to make our economic a little bit strong. So we have a lot of challenges, but we are trying to do it.
So, as we know, there are so many teenagers who are still waiting to get the chance to ask the question, but we are limited in time. I know that this 1 hour just passed by, but we're fortunate to have Daksh sir with us, who is the founder of Blub and the World Teen Parliament, and I would request him to get the vote of thanks to everybody who's present.
Good evening, everyone. Namaste. I am Daksh, the founder of Blub World Foundation and the World Teen Parliament. First of all, I'm really thankful to Tejaswini for hosting the session very well. Thank you, Tejaswini ji. I'm very thankful to both of our guests for today, who really took out the time from their busy schedules and gave the time to the World Teen Parliament to address the 31st Parliamentary Session. A very big thank you to Honorable Gloria Thomas, ma'am, the Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Government of Grenada, St. Andrews, Grenada. And a very big thank you to Mrs. Niesha Jhakry. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Member of Parliament, Parliament of Suriname, Nikari, Suriname. Thank you so much to both of our guests for taking out the time and being here with us. Before we really conclude this session, let me just share the simple idea that gave genesis to something that's today called the World Teen Parliament, and that has been operating for the past 3 years. The idea was pretty simple: to give teenagers an understanding into how countries make decisions, how countries really function, and who are the people who are instrumental in really running the world. So we try to host an election every year where we ask teenagers that, do you have any ideas for improving the world? They give their ideas and people vote for them. And the top 100 teenagers who get the maximum votes, they get elected to the World Teen Parliament for 1 whole year. Now, this year is their tenure and their opportunity to learn about how parliaments function, how democratic decision-making happens, and most importantly, when you get public money, what do you do with it? Because all the teenagers who are elected to the World Teen Parliament are given the opportunity to apply for funding for their own ideas. They have to show some basic work that they're doing. They have to show some growth that they're doing. And based on that, they are even funded so that they can execute their ideas on ground. The idea of the World Teen Parliament is to give teenagers the power to become policy makers. We know that's a very loud statement to say, that's a very big aspiration to have, but I think this is something that if the current leadership across the globe recognizes and thinks that this is the right direction for the teenagers, this is what the World Teen Parliament requests every single one of them, every single time. Find out more ways where teenagers get involved into direct decision-making when it comes to policy. We are very thankful to each and every member of parliament who has addressed the World Teen Parliament till date and who still are open to devoting their time to these teenagers. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of the 31st Parliamentary Session. Before the session comes to an end, just one small reminder to all the teenagers and the amazing guests who have joined us today for the 31st Parliamentary Session. If you have a teenager around you whom you think has some ideas or some work to change the world, make sure that they find some or the other sort of support. And if you're not able to support, or if you don't have any opportunity to support them, we are very happy to do it in whichever capacity we can. Thank you so much for listening to me. And thank you so much for taking out the time for being the part of the 31st Parliamentary Session of the World Teen Parliament. Thank you, everyone. Over to Tejaswini ji.
Thank you so much, sir, for getting the time and joining us. So I would like to request Gloria ma'am, if you can give the teenagers any closing address, any last message that you want to give them. So it will be really enlightening for them as well as us.
Thank you for this opportunity, ma'am. I just want to say to our young people, well, apart from it is an honor and great privilege for me to be part of this 31st Parliamentary Session and to be able to contribute to our young people's growth and development, I want to encourage them to continue to strive for what they want to achieve in this world. And they should not be daunted by any circumstances or situation that may challenge them. Keep the goal in mind, keep the goal in view, continue to work towards the goal, be positive in the approach, be consistent, be committed, and just stay away from any negative people or situation that will prevent them from achieving the goal. So young people, remain positive, remain focused, and ensure that you keep your goals in mind, work towards it until you realize it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words and also for the address that you have given to the teenagers. I would also like to request Niesha, ma'am, if you can please address the teenagers and any last message that you want to give to them.
So thank you. It's Niesha. Yeah, we call it. We write it in Dutch like Niesha. So it's Niesha. Let me tell first on what Mrs. Thomas told. Get away from negative things. Surround you with positive thoughts, positive minds, and I have a belief that the youth of today can make a very, very big difference in the world in a positive way. That is a very great platform from where you can start and begin with your parliamentary work. I am thankful to the founder of this platform who is giving the teen especially a big platform to start, to begin in a positive way, to make a difference in the world and to change the world. There is no a lady or a man work. All the work are same. It's not for any gender. It's different. So what a man can do, a girl can also do it. Be supportive to each other. And at least as I believe in God. So have someone in who you can trust, who you can believe. And there is a very beautiful line in our Veda who told us, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That's mean the whole world is our family. So I am for you, you are for me, and let me this world together a wonderful place for all the human beings. Young teens, all the best, and I hope to see some of you in the future, a very big leader in your own country. Thank you. Thank you, this platform, for choosing me. I really don't know how you get my contact number, so I am really surprised when I get a mail. But thank you for choosing me.
Thank you so much.
I say the same too because I wasn't in touch with anybody, and then I got this email and this invitation. It was a big surprise.
So I think the Mr. Daksh is doing a lot of research work before they choose some people for this platform. So Mr. Daksh, you do a good work. So keep doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's all because of people like you who believe in doing something good for teenagers. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your words. And before we conclude the session, we have Dhanya with us. So Dhanya, you can please unmute yourself and you can give the closing address.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Vinayak Gupta. I'm of grade 10 and studying in DAV Palikarnai, India. And today I'd like to give the thank you note. Honorable Chairperson, esteemed colleagues, and dear guests, it is with deep gratitude that we express our thanks to our distinguished guest today. Honorable Gloria Thomas, your leadership in social and community development, housing, and gender affairs in Grenada is nothing short of inspiring. The work you've done continues to resonate far beyond this session, and we are truly privileged to have had the opportunity to learn from someone of your stature. Ms. Niesha Jhakry, your unwavering dedication to public service and sustainable development in Suriname demonstrates your profound commitment to improving the lives of those in your community. Your legal expertise and contributions to the legislative processes are a testament to your dedication to your nation's growth and prosperity. Mr. Daksh Gaur, as the founder of Blub and the World Teen Parliament, your vision and dedication have provided us with a platform to voice our ideas and take meaningful action. Your efforts in empowering young leaders around the world are deeply appreciated. We also want to extend our sincere thanks to the World Teen Parliament for making the 31st Parliamentary Session possible. Your commitment to empowering young leaders and providing us with this platform to express our ideas and make a difference is invaluable. Your presence here today has greatly enriched our discussions and has reinforced our collective commitment to creating a world where equity and opportunity are accessible to all. On behalf of everyone else, we extend our heartfelt thanks for your invaluable contributions. Your insights will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on our work and continue to inspire us as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dhanya. So, sir, as we will be concluding the session, I would like to express my thank you to everyone who was there in the session, to all our esteemed guests, to Daksh sir, as well as all the teenagers that we were very much interactive throughout the session. I had so many questions already, which I couldn't take up because of the time, but I am sure that I'll be taking up in the next sessions that we have. So thank you so much for giving your time, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity as well, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have an amazing weekend ahead. Thank you.